Saying the summer is just around the corner is a lie. It's already here. If you were to tell me months and months ago that you wanted to be in the best shape of your life this summer, I would tell you, yeah, that's very well possible. But since summer is basically here, there are a few things that we can do. Option number one, we can break out our swim shirts. I already have mine ready to go. They got a couple holes in them. They're well used. Or we can focus on dialing it in and getting our nutrition and fitness in check to make sure that we finish this summer in the best shape of our lives. So you get to decide, do you want to continue on with this video and get in the best shape of your life? Or do you want another summer with your old swimming shirt? I'll tell you what, I'll throw mine away if you do. No, I won't. I love my swimming shirt. If you're still here, that means that you want to get in the best shape of your life. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not necessarily an easy thing to do, but it is attainable. If I could do it, so can you. Now, there are some factors that will play into if you see visible abs this summer. Number one is going to be your current starting point. If you have a lot of body fat to go, it might be next summer, but we can get you there. And the other portion of seeing your ab development is gonna be genetics. Some people got it, popping abs no matter what, and some people don't, and that's okay. What we wanna focus on is getting you into the best shape of your life, not somebody else. We're gonna break this up into three main sections. Number one, a calorie deficit. Number two, sleep and cardio. And number three, hypertrophy and ab training. All of these play a key role in improving your aesthetic. But here's the deal. None of these things matter if we can't reveal what we're working with. So let's dive into section number one, the calorie deficit. At the end of the day, whatever diet you do, whatever tools you implement, however you want to approach it, if you are in a calorie deficit, you will lose something. Now, weight training is important because we can help bias that something being body fat. But again, regardless of what you do, you have to be in a calorie deficit. The deficit amount is going to be dependent on the individual. So for you, what I want you to do is think about your experience training, your experience with nutrition, prior deficits you may or may not have done in the past. And if this is your first time going through a calorie deficit, I'm gonna give you a simple way to calculate this out. All I want you to do is times your body weight by 12 to 14. This will give you a rough estimate of your maintenance calories. Now the difficulty is, since I can't see you and we're not one-on-one, it's a very vague starting point. What I want you to do from there is think about your goals and what's realistic. Don't try to overstride for 2 to 4 pounds in a week if that's not something that's realistically sustainable for you. For me, about 1 pound a week is pretty realistic. After the first couple weeks, take the calculations of the averages week over week and see where that deficit falls. There is one major consideration for this though. If you're reducing your calories and you're making smarter choices with your food to have more volume in the food you consume, so you're biasing majority whole foods, you will lose a lot of water retention at the beginning. So your pacing may be off and you might need to give it a little bit longer to see what that actually looks like. And as you tackle this fat loss phase, I'm gonna be really honest with you. Month over month, I would expect trends to be somewhere around 1 pound a week, and that's okay. We want this to be sustainable. We want it to be realistic. I want you to be able to have longevity with this and be able to do this for the rest of your life and get in the best shape of your life. And to do so, you have to be honest with yourself. It is far too difficult to go into these crazy deficits and maintain it long term, long enough for you to see the results you're looking for. So make sure you're in a calorie deficit that's sustainable for you. Which brings us now into section number two. Now that you have the calorie deficit out of the way and you're good to go in that space, you have an understanding of where your calories need to be to start revealing those abs that you've been working towards, or maybe not working towards, for this summer or next. We're gonna be taking a look at sleep and cardio. And I've paired these two together in kind of an oddball way because sleep is going to be the next most important step and cardio is kind of just a little whiff of fat loss. Most research shows that if you're not sleeping enough, the likelihood of you losing body fat or lean mass starts to sway a little bit. There's a high likelihood that if you're not sleeping well, getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you will most likely lose lean mass during the process. We don't want to take the same package and make it smaller. What we're looking to do is lose body fat and maintain or build lean mass. So make sure as consistently as possible, you are getting a full 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Wearing something like an Aura or a Whoop or some kind of watch will help ensure that you are actually getting the sleep that you think you're getting. When I started tracking my sleep, I quickly realized I was getting 5 to 6 hours a night, and that has since improved, ranging anywhere between 8 to 9 hours every single night. Sleep is also going to play a big role because if you don't sleep well, your cravings aren't going to be managed as effectively. So if you like sweets like I do, and you sleep poorly, the likelihood of you eating more sweets, eating more food in the morning, doing things that you normally wouldn't do becomes significantly higher. Which leads us into our second portion of section 2, which is gonna be cardio. So here's the thing with cardio. Cardio is kind of like the LaCroix of fat loss. Cardio can be a good tool, but it's just kind of the whiff on top of the calorie deficit that we're sustaining. Oh, actually, I have a good one for this. Imagine you're smelling the oranges on the Disneyland ride. You're riding soaring over California and you get this whiff of oranges. You don't taste them, you just smell them. It's like opening a can of LaCroix. It's gonna be the same thing. During fat loss phases, it's really hard to produce enough cardio output that it's gonna drastically affect your deficit. But if you do a little bit every day or 3 to 5 days a week, you'll notice that you will actually lose a little more body fat. And my biggest rule with that is you cannot outwork your diet. The amount of time you'd have to spend running or biking or swimming to outwork a surplus is pretty difficult. And if you're like me, you don't really have time for that. So do a good job at managing the quality of food you consume and staying satiated. So now that you've worked through your deficit, you're sleeping better, you're doing a little bit of cardio, getting that whiff of fat loss, that leads us into our final section. In this final section, this is something that is going to take a lot of time to build. So it's not necessarily something that's going to give you an immediate result, but training your abs can help reveal them more and more if you do it the right way. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but those 10-minute ab builder routines, 30-minute ab builder routines where you're doing a bunch of planks and 6-inch holds and jumping up and down a bunch, those aren't really going to stimulate hypertrophy for the abs. Hypertrophy just being building muscle or building lean mass. The abs are just like any other muscle. So you have to train them just like any other muscle. Two of my favorite workouts for this are going to be a cable crunch, something you can progressively overload over time. You can work through a full range of motion and you can take relatively close to failure. Or you could do something like a leg raise. Leg raises are usually difficult enough initially that you will see some benefit in that space. With your leg raises, try to get your pelvis to ribs as often as possible. This is one of the few times that it's actually really beneficial to see the spine curl. You can load this more and more over time by either doing a leg raise from the floor or moving to a tricep dip machine or moving all the way to hanging from a pull-up bar. But again, it's important to note that this won't necessarily just give you abs. You do have abs that are already there. We need to lose some body fat so we can clear through the fog and really reveal what you've been working on. With any of your workouts, if you're trying to build muscle, you're not just trying to chase a burn, you're trying to chase a progression. So will you have abs this summer? Will you have abs next week? Will you have abs by the end of the summer? I'm not sure. Some of that is going to be based off of your genetics. Some of that is going to be based off of where your current starting point is. Are you 12% body fat? Are you 15? Are you 30? And some of that is going to be based off your experience. One thing I can promise you though is if you follow these tips, you will be that much closer to having the dream physique you're looking for. And if you can accomplish all these things and stay dedicated and continue to follow the programming that you have over the course of the next few months, potentially the next few years, you'll be able to throw away your swimming shirt. Or don't, because they're kind of expensive and sometimes they're pretty cool. And sometimes you're really attached to them because it's kind of like a baby blanket and you've liked having it for a long time. And sometimes even if you're lean, you want to wear it. If this helped get you on the right track for your fat loss phase, please leave a comment, please leave a like, share this with your friends. I want to reach out and help as many people as possible. Coming from somebody who was 240 pounds and has gotten relatively lean and lost around 70 pounds since then, I can promise you it is very attainable. We just need to simplify it a little bit more. You don't need all the crazy 10-minute workouts. You don't need the extreme diets. You just need to be consistent with the basics. The consistency will compound over time, little bit by little bit, and you'll reach your goal. Best of luck, and I will see you next time.